was a friend management middle of last financial decade, almost no one pays attention. For example, the US dollar having the worst performance in over 50 years. Oil prices are suffering pricing of risk stably. Now it's time of modern history. The United States and starting low demand on global trade is China. This is a few bad headlines for years, make it either. It's no worrying as a type of power to shift in a way that could public reserve has to invested in decade actually happening broad overnight now. While US dollar losing the ground faster more than people realize that's been due to more strategy to see it and finally which you should know that profits. For how to understand the strong state for money, the actually pursue social benefits first, but others style of usually present difficult shape. Embarrassing amount of time of readings for research that you don't have to. That would mean you have a free client bottom as a price if you have it ready. Yes, I know the middle time that's actually have a child generally doing that. Here's picture role that's must have always been so far I suppose but like outright consumer markets banker suggesting is first understand why they are changing. With this, most people unaware that about to be a change of the world. It's a change, dedicated, a click behind now there. But soon there, every major shift of global financial last year produce the biggest investment opportunity, biggest wealth is just an advance this entire generation. But right now, the old major strategy is we are the middle of one. That here's what happened was a bit of background after the World War. United States ready war to global economy. The bridge for the global become the world currency, which is basically saying every big country needed dollars settled international debt. By all conduct trade, the system gave its United States what economists call external leverage because of our runs could access borrow money very cheaply, render our money and do all that because of other countries buy out. They will use it as invested as you state. Your so we could be a little bracket, mean that the plastic out 2026 or percent chance that's a day for an election to pursue so now. Russia, China, UAE, so on the note rate. No subject to 45% of global GDP purchasing power. The Western nation, the United States, represent just 30%. Or it gets put it simply, the squad current war a nation less than the global economy that's what she did existed 30 years ago. Why? Well, this is what's happening to the US dollar. Believe it or not, this 2016 US dollar up at 37% of global strategy change. With specialists facing saying that's number of users that's a trade band of the whole venture. With 2024, that number has fallen 99% by 25, it's what I was rolling 7 times. 8% is a decade. The rate of that is actually celebrate its own thing that was no those label recently with significant on US dollar because it seems safe store value of globally accepted and any guaranteed budget power. But after US budget price falls first, following the rate inflation, other countries all Western aligned started having size tall, which up and out, prepared as major styles of deflation into both is just all the currency quickly an entire new payment system that's designed to bypass dollar together. From 2010, China have around 20% of their research in US treasury. Plenty US dollar over massive chunk of their savings. That is 2025, the number had been cut in half, roughly 20%. And for 2026, China cost banning payment system. This society transaction is digital young nothing dollar overnight. It's taking away market share that United States, this and that. Other countries have also completed their system by the US dollars as well. Most people never heard that being number one by latest And as the country buy in US dollar, you similar invoice in the currency instead of wage per dollar. Right now, between the country China, India, and Russia, the two we have a massive budgets. China choose non-dollar assets and not subject sanctions. Some China around the world should stop by especially publish themselves to make a currency risk. China's trade free pay by platform that rich nation disenchantment in your own currency without having to go through the dollar or SWIFT network. Western control messaging as all international banks transfers currency from, but afford something called Emperor. Western Japan was a currency constant trade was China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and UAE and Saudi. The settle in the digital payments without confirmation from a neutral third party does a pretty state. Brings to option number 5, the something called the unit, which provides to digital settlement currency the package of 40% gold or 60% by market spread currency against two first in the transaction the US dollar. Of course, the real to not the functionals, the real estate, they could be a long way off. But it's important to keep in mind that you don't have to place the dollar entirely is breaking this needs to be season and this incentivizes other countries to use less. That's when it will come happen. That's the major change. When the French repeat to happen in the future, we go censor believes that China could overtake the United States in 2035. Forwards coming ahead, happy to come for products and so that's another topic of paying attention to. Because another coming get around the people who do the best once a time perfectly, they like ones who have a reason. That's why you may be seeing more personal allocate portion forward through a currency, reverse the side behind the chest. When you agree with the post now, then clear take away instead. If you saw the involved in cryptocurrency, it's all its basic currency importantly its investing style. Requires the sensor to find one of Persian financial apps that raise for the church. Sensitive speaking of which is Wednesday is more flexible for few analysts complicated for very intimidating to that start. The software must be easy is critical. As a first national chapter can provide several whole physical by office app. The CSS must certify the critical as a brand platform they have a safeguard the bank invest in the best place. Between apps, freelance checking, saving, or investment. A short solid even having a guidance have to learn to go. So don't get trip so experience is tricky as mystery to pure exploitation. She was so simple and security judge like all as one platform practically everything. Check how so that platform frame to develop subscription. If you're nice, June 30, the crypto members go to Brave to $12 get a developer. Again, it's just a Shopify.com plus friends. So much and I go back to video. As why so happy people completely prepare what you could have do is in hand. If someone must ship that it could be had a bigger man pass to China. That would be probably this the vacation like to have a even a government session. The chance China overtakes the United States, the world's largest economy in 2025. A few stories apart, the India's population ever hit 1.5 billion people is younger than children, it was faster and incredibly Elizabeth. That's why the focus is India become the world's third substantial children economy 2026. And so massive that surprised both United States but in China. It's not one wants you the broader 2050 emerging markets are rejected by half the global stock market. It's just 27, but today, with India alone, the potential triple the share. It's in terms of view. But here's the thing, interesting, and right now, the alternative investor have the 80% of the money in US markets, US virus, which makes perfect sense. That's 50 plus year when the United States was faster growing, most profitable economy about. However, that years, every single major institution we updated the 10 years to turn the forecast to markets. And for United States, the general consensus was not so raised. That was eventually suggesting the store should try the briefs 3.9 to 5.9% annual levels the next decade. When the national market is better, it's 4.9 to 6.9%. Let's stop there even more or more volatile pension market 7% unlike growth and Federal measure 8% in over 20 years. General is essentially international markets and gold Gulf and commerce nearly stay on new decade. This is because of having a broad and steady server base. With that, it also believes the U.S. valuation of one of various trusts. A sub-10 company that make up 40% of its ties to be its investment. A concentrate which very few people talk about the infrequent stress admit foreign stock, even with same amounts of local currency, will actually return more to US investors who want to invest abroad dollars. That makes sense. National debt continues skyrocket. More money by more cancer folk, a time of public weekend transacting. Here's my honest opinion compared to the dollar. That's just stand today, even though US dollar does appear as a global term. Previous news about us, that's right now, that's good center place. Plus, China has strict capital control, limit the amount of money that can move and out, and making the funds of research currency go where the country progress have a real time to set up that. A big part of growth charge or actual flexible store of resources. US dollar, the US problem has something has the company that's quick and massive, liquid, globally social market, and very well capitalized material. With risk has in this state instead of out from it. There's a background. The currency being nationalized for China transaction. Civilized dollars, 49% of global payments, the over payment system select broad these dollar in transaction. The first China outweighs relies massive portion of transaction. Not to mention, United States war really when it comes to agriculture, semiconductor, and biotech. The short sum we see in the graphs we see in the dollar dilution. The United States become in a global power instead of being in one global power. And the transition is likely to go to decades to play out, not years. That's why it's early money and strategy to get ahead of today. The instrument connects with best versus forward. It's okay. First, don't go on in the United States. Be saying for years, but it's true. Just like you should have asked on at one of the markets, given you to recent research into college country, such as yourself watching, you're willing to bet the United States they stop however. For paying for enough is rigid, maybe they don't. The reason I just want to vet a portion of money to other country, just in case. Which leads number two, emerging markets. Honest Truman, Trump, Vanguard, and Federal China all come to its house and conclusion independently that international emerging stock is a US stock. I just think the world's paying attention to a simple agenda and that's just intact, even if they are wrong. Never heard of the related motion education, just to test mode, and never much about bygone version. That's a base band, but you face the base of 50 years. The argument first of simply the government can't afford to have it which was setting a conversation, a small portfolio again and had a little musical classification, expect David question talking about from a smooth tour, number four to fourth conversation. Try the race to pronoun, taking all metals, copper, food, or name it. Material to the emerging buckets flow and the super strip rise a listening relationship if you supply strong or higher inflation, especially coincides with the best current policy in Schengen world. Among the fifth, they don't attend the U.S. intern, even loans from the Betty. When the still chat is 4% which when it's a turn. U.S. banks was not common. Every innovation that seeks a cornerstone, the parts of capital market. Yes, being having investment is understand. So my son is making what you are laying on expected same return and we see over the last 10 years. It's some kind of strategy it may pay. No, I don't think this depends on everything moment. That's the thing a signal that's a minus see of chance return over the next 20 years, but people become customers too today could have a very different function. That's why it's a lot of flexible pay attention and being traceable of where you invest money because a lot of institutions are doing it. For the opportunity you are reasonable, bigger and not smaller. That means that's a good reason to invest in markets. That means they're doing a lot of growth. The people are paying the benefits of not a bunch of time to invest profitably able to be recognized as happening, position themselves accordingly to just less of time. The rest we should United States to kind of dominance. Rate everything as usual. The stone to list you have what the last flag. You know what's a million to place it correctly. It could be the biggest opportunity of the next decade. Hitting flight bottom of place we have in that show that says is watching as always was at this video like this video every other week was frequently reach on the channel member, below the comments channel member every couple for as usual one the best customers. But they don't, the list require lots of possible and in my opinion the place the currently would be the biggest positive the next decade. Just like in the bottom I said the second thing watching as always to my access like the video long bonus video every other week publicly to join a channel. Please comment the channel notification. Zero one visual branch of this sometimes just set the channel. To join, thank you so much.